Hi guys, I'm here to share my TAPMI GD-WAT-PI experience in detail to help all the aspirants prepare well for their turn. Since I found very few detailed experiences online, I hope this post adds value to your preparation. So, first of all, I had my TAPMI GD-WAT-PI in Delhi at the hotel you guys must be knowing, and my reporting time was 10:30 a.m. I had it on 5th of March. That was the first day for the Delhi location. I reached well in time, ensuring I wasn't in a rush and had time to settle in. So the first step was document verification. Once we arrived, we were guided to a waiting hall where document verification was being conducted. Around 3 to 4 people were managing the process, calling candidates one by one. And guys, one important tip that your parents are not allowed inside the center. So yeah. So for the document verification, I carried my Aadhaar card, class 10th and 12th mark sheet, undergraduate 5th semester mark sheet because I'm in my final year, so all the 5 semesters till now, internship certificate, CAT and NMAT, both scorecards because I applied through both. So these were the documents you should carry. Then, after the document verification, we were briefed about the process. Around 50 students were present, and we were divided into three groups. Two groups for GD VAT first, and the third group for the PI first. I was in the first GD room, which had around 15 members. Now I will be sharing my VAT and GD experience. Once I went inside the room, there were two panelists, both male, both seemed experienced and professional. They guided us about the GD and VAT, how it's going to be processed, and the time of off. The topic was censorship in films and music. Is it protecting culture or surpassing creativity? So the structure was there was thinking time of 2 minutes, VAT was for 10 minutes, and immediately after the VAT, we had our GD, which lasted around 15 to 20 minutes, I would say. We were given sheets to write our VAT first, immediately followed by the GD on the same topic. My approach for the VAT was I maintained a balanced perspective. I wrote both the pros and cons of censorship, discussing its impact on society, freedom of expression, and cultural values. I also included a few real life examples from controversies in Bollywood, a recent controversy of Indian late show, song bans, OTT regulations, etc. Then I concluded with a solution oriented approach, striking a balance between regulation and creative freedom. So, as I write fast, I was able to complete it within the time limit, and I actually had 1 minute left. I was sitting and exploring all the other candidates and I must say that I literally write fast, so that was one plus point. Now, when we come to GD, surprisingly structured. It was not a fish market, as I heard from many aspirants from different locations for the TAPMI. 1 to 2 people were aggressive, but the majority had a healthy discussion because we were all on the same page. Some candidates even remained silent, which was not advisable at all. Also, there were people who were continuously watching panelists, so the panelists also said that you don't have to say to us. So, that was one demerit, and that is one thing negative you should not doing. I contributed early and ensured I spoke 3 to 4 times with relevant points. Key learning would be don't just speak for the sake of speaking, add value to the discussion. Okay. Now, after the GD, I was guided about my PI room and the panel. So, I was the last one to be in that batch to be for the PI. So, there were two members. Male was around 40s, senior profile, not a finance enthusiast. You will get to know why. And female was in early 30s, seemed more aligned with finance. So, I entered into the room. The first question, I greeted them and they were very chill. It was a chill kind of interview. So the first question was that, are you a fresher? I said yes. They said nice because all the other people were work experienced there before me as I had a little bit chit chat with them. Then they asked, what is your favorite subject? Sir asked me this question. I replied, financial management. At this point, the sir made a face and passed my application to the female panelist. So, ma'am said, see how the sir made a face? So, explain any concept to sir of financial management. So I explained financial decision making, investment, financing, and dividend in simple terms. Man was really satisfied and further asked about dividends. There were some follow up questions related to what are the benefits of retained earnings versus profit distribution. I answered logically, discussing growth reinvestment versus shareholders' returns. Then ma'am asked, do you invest? I said yes. Then ma'am asked, do your parents invest? I shared my investment preferences and my parents' approach to investments. They both were satisfied. You are selected for both core and BKFS. What's your preference? I chose core finance over BKFS. Then ma'am replied, why not BKFS if you are doing BBA from finance? I replied that I had a flavor of all the subjects in my second year and I chosen finance in my third year. But in MBA, that is a quite difference from BBA. MBA will have a practical approach, and in the first year I again want a flavor of all the subjects and then I want to choose finance in my third year. So it was a structured reasoning focusing on how core aligns better with my career goals. The panel was extremely satisfied. Then ma'am asked me, do you have any current affair news with you? I said, India's international relations and business news. So I replied, Indian US relations, India Europe trade, India UK economic agreements. And about the business news, I discussed BlackRock's latest business strategy. So for which they asked, which other B schools have you been shortlisted for? Answered honestly, mentioning all my calls. Then the male panelist asked about my NMIMS call. That NMIMS had AI. How was your experience? I told everything. Now come the main part. He said, Kashish, we are also looking forward in TAPMI to include AI from the next year so that we don't have to go on the all cities for taking your interviews. So what is your take? I replied, I would say no, not including AI, and I gave a reason. My reason was a real life example from a B school interview this year only, and sir was extremely satisfied. He smiled, clapped, and the line he said was, Kashish, you made my day. I wanted to hear no, and the reason you gave, I'm literally very satisfied. He said, literally, he was very happy, and I left the room feeling great. They said thank you. I greeted them. My key takeaways and tips for future aspirants would be for the GD-WAT, practice structured writing, intro, pros, cons, conclusion. Make 3 to 4 relevant contributions in GD. Avoid being passive or too aggressive. Use real life examples to add weight to your points. For the PI, know your SOP inside out. Every person, one on the other. I asked, how was your PI? They replied, everything is asked from the application form, mainly from the SOP. If you are mentioning something about sports, they are going to ask about the dimension of the field or anything related to it. If you are a workex guy, literally heard from everyone that they are asking workex question. I was a fresher, therefore some academic and current affairs question was there. Have a clear understanding on current affairs, at least learn one news from every sector. That would be really helpful. Have clear reasoning for your choices, specialization, B schools, career path. General observations from my batch was most candidates in my PI batch had work experience, questions were heavily application or SOP based, and confidence matters more than having the perfect answer. So, thank you. That's it for this video. I hope my experience helps you all. Preparing well in academics, current affairs, and structured communication will definitely boost your chances. If you have any questions, drop them in the comments. Thank you so much for watching this video.